Before we go to the big reveal, it's time for us to meet the guys who make, and the girls who make Valorant truly international. Please give it up for Raka. Give it up for Zaya. Give it up for Model. Give it up for Scout. How are you guys doing?
Amazing.
Yeah?
Very good.
Okay, आपके पास mic है, so I might as well start with you. Have you played Harbor so far?
Yes.
And do you think you're going to start playing controller a little bit more?
Yes, definitely. Better Viper है वो.
Do you also play in the same manner as Raka does? कि आप थोड़े peaceful तरीके से खेलते हैं? Especially when
मैं
you play
थोड़ा
Harbor.
सा थोड़ा पीसफुल तरीके से खेलती हूँ. आई डोंट थिंक राका जैसे मैं नाइफ करने नहीं घुसती हूँ. मेरे को डर लगता है यार, मैं नाइफ करूंगी फिर वो आके मुझे नाइफ करेगा बाद में. सो आई एम पीसफुल विद एवरीबॉडी. सो या.
Talking about the most peaceful gamer.
अरे यार. You had it ready.
Yeah, I was just like, peaceful में कब
ये
आएगा?
कब बोलना है?
Okay, honestly, do you think you're gonna play Harbor like a controller, like it's meant to be, or will you go all out?
आई गेस वो सबके प्ले स्टाइल पे डिपेंड करता है. बहुत सारे लोग एग्रेसिव खेलना प्रेफर करते हैं एंड वो लोग वैसे ही खेलेंगे जो जैसे ये टीम जैसे नहीं खेलेगा. अकेला
slide remarks.
अपने फ्रैग के लिए वॉल बनाएगा ये सिर्फ. हाँ, खुद घुस जाएगा अंदर वैसा. बट आई गेस आई विल बी मोर लाइक अ टीम प्लेयर. इसमें भी हाँ.
Okay, let's go to the trash talk. हो गया Scout के बारे में. Scout, what do you have to say? Are you gonna play duelist with Harbor?
यार कर लेंगे. मेरे को जितना लग रहा है, जैसे राका ने बोला कि वाइपर का अपग्रेडेड वर्जन है. मैंने खेला नहीं अब तक, तो मैं यहाँ पे पहली बार एक्सपीरियंस करने वाला हूँ.
Oh, perfect.
और मैंने जितना पावर्स देखा उसका आई थिंक वो इनिशिएट भी कर सकता है अच्छा खासा. तो मैं बोलूँगा बेटर वर्जन ऑफ ब्रीच
हाँ.
और ओमेन मिक्सचर है.
You know, one of the abilities that Harbor has is the smoke wall, जिसके through bullets अंदर आ नहीं सकती.
Yeah.
So now, would you use it for yourself, or would you be nice enough to give your other teammates?
Yeah,
Now that you said you'll be a teammate.
या सो ऑब्वियसली फॉर द टीम. टोटली.
Conviction.
खुद के लिए नहीं. मैं पहला घुसता नहीं हूँ कभी.
अच्छा.
क्योंकि मुझे मालूम है मैं पहला घुसा तो मारा. या आई एम मोर लाइक आई फील कि वैलोरेंट इज लाइक अ गेम ऑफ चेस. वैसे सोच के मैं चलता हूँ कि दिमाग से खेलो.
Okay, your fans, do you see them picking Harbor as a first choice just because थोड़ा Indian relation है?
Yes, definitely. मैं जैसे बोला वाइपर का बेटर वर्जन है. इनिशिएटर की तरह भी खेल सकते हैं उसे और डुएलिस्ट की तरह भी खेल सकते हैं. बिकॉज उसकी एबिलिटीज मैप के बहुत सारे स्पेसेस कवर कर सकती है. तो तुम मेरी स्टाइल से खेलना है, स्नीक अप करके नाइफ वाइफ के लिए भी ट्राई कर सकते हो. बट खुद इनिशिएट भी कर सकते हो और डुएलिस्ट को ले जाके मार भी सकते हो. तो यस, डेफिनेटली बहुत ज्यादा पिक होगा.
Full package. What about your fans as such? Because especially considering कि आप Sentinel, what role do you
I
use?
also usually play controller या फिर duelist. Depends on my mood.
Depends
क्या
on-
फील कर रही हूँ मैं आज. Do I want to go in and kill people?
हाँ.
जो कि होता नहीं है usually. जो कि बहुत मूड से जाती हूँ. फिर फर्स्ट गेम duelist पिक किया, किसी को मारा नहीं. नेक्स्ट गेम controller, brim.
I have a question for all of you together. Do you think the introduction of Harbor will somehow change the meta? Because some characters, like you were saying, get buffed, some of them get nerfed. Do you think this is going to change the meta a little bit?
डेफिनेटली आई गेस अभी फिलहाल तो बहुत बफ्ड लग रहा है मुझे हार्बर. एंड मेक सेंस. सब लोग ट्राई करना चाहेंगे एक बफ कैरेक्टर एंड जीतना चाहेंगे. बट विद टाइम आई एम डेफिनेटली श्योर कि उसको थोड़ा नर्व किया जाएगा या तो यू नो अदर कंट्रोलर्स को बफ किया जाएगा सो दैट थोड़ा सा कॉम्पिटिटिव में उसको फिट कर सके.
Oh, nice.
वैलोरेंट इज कि वो कम्युनिटी सुन के ही जल्दी अपडेट्स करता है. सो इट बैलेंस करता है सारे कैरेक्टर्स.
So you think the Valorant community is like they are listening and they're
Yes.
always balancing?
बहुत जल्दी अपडेट्स आते हैं, पैचेस आते हैं जिससे बैलेंस होती है एबिलिटीज. तो इसलिए मजा आता है खेलने में.
कभी भी ऐसा नहीं रहा है कि कोई एजेंट एक्सट्रीमली बफ्ड हो और सब लोग को ऐसा हो, अरे यार कैरेक्टर बफ्ड है. मतलब अगर बफ हुआ है कोई ना, अगले हफ्ते हो गया बैलेंस बैलेंस हो गया. ऐसा नहीं कि आप एक कैरेक्टर से लेके पूरा बुली कर सकते हो सबको.
अगर ऐसा तो Valorant community, I have a request. Just buff Sage, no? क्योंकि मैं काफी nerf कर दूंगा उस character को. So it's not much of a problem. What about you? You think playing this will shift your gameplay style at least?
Yeah, definitely. I used to play controller. I will definitely play Harbor a lot more now. And obviously Indian character है तो अच्छा लगता है ना. गेम में भी Indian character खेल रहे. Representation
I
is
think
always
this
good.
Indian character is kind of cool. Like buffed
Yeah,
hair,
yeah.
it's got cool lines to
वो
it.
ऐसे
It's not like nerdy.
stereotypical नहीं किया है
Exactly,
उन्होंने.
right?
So they have made
thank
him
God.
really
Not
nice.
just
I
me.
think everybody is pretty happy with how he's
Nice.
represented.
Okay, cool. So right now we have, I think you explained how Harbor's utilities and his powers are going to come in handy for professional gamers and streamers like you. My question is, for anyone new joining in the Valorant universe who's starting to play, sabka default option currently, let's say, is a Brim because it's the easiest to get. Do you think that the Indian gaming community at this point in time, they will immediately opt for it and they should immediately opt for Harbor? Final thoughts on Harbor with the Indian community?
I feel कि अभी इंडियन गेमिंग कम्युनिटी में काफ़ी लोगों ने वैलोरेंट से बहुत यूज टू हो चुके हैं. लोगों को पता है कि वैलोरेंट क्या है, बाकी कैरेक्टर्स क्या करता है, और सब लोग आई थिंक सबको बेसिक कैरेक्टर्स खेलना आता ही है. सो हार्बर इज अ मिक्सचर ऑफ वाइपर और ब्रीच में बोलूँगा, क्योंकि वाइपर के वॉल्स स्मोक्स ऑलमोस्ट सेम है, ब्रीच का इनिशिएटिंग स्टाइल, स्टन करना, साइड कवर करना सेम है. तो आई फील जो लोग ये कैरेक्टर्स खेलते हुए आ रहे हैं उन लोग 110% हार्बर शिफ्ट करेंगे, क्योंकि आपको कॉम्बो दोनों मिल रहा है. जैसे पूरा साइड कवर करता है ब्रिज और वाइपर दोनों कवर करते हैं, सेम ये भी कवर करता है. प्लस इसमें आपको सामने वाले को स्टन कर सकते हो, रिवील कर सकते हो. थर्ड चीज, आपके स्मोक में आप इनविंसिबल हो यार, आपको गोली नहीं मार सकता कोई. तब बहुत कुछ आपको पर्क्स मिलते हैं एक ही कैरेक्टर के अंदर.
What about you?
आई मीन जो जिस टाइप का ऑडियंस बिल्ड हुआ है इंडिया में इस वक्त, सबको पता है कि वैलोरेंट अगर वो लोग खेल रहे हैं तो उनको प्रैक्टिस करना ही पड़ेगा, चाहे वो कोई भी एजेंट हो. आई नो सेज और एक दो कैरेक्टर जो थोड़े सिंपल है, बट अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट एवरी अदर कैरेक्टर यू नीड टू प्रैक्टिस, यू नीड टू नो अबाउट देम. सबको अभी कम्युनिटी में पता चल चुका है, नए ऑडियंस है जिनके उनको भी पता चल चुका है कि जानना ज़रूरी है उस कैरेक्टर के बारे में. द ओनली थिंग विच विल मोटिवेट देम टू पिक हार्बर इज इट्स एन इंडियन कैरेक्टर.
Oh, nice.
हाँ, वो प्राइमरी है.
वो primary. मतलब वो
Yes.
excitement में at least you'll start with it.
या एग्जैक्टली देसी लौंडा है.
Perfect. Then in that case, the same question goes to you. Your community, the Indian gaming community that exists, do you think they're gonna go in for Harbor?
डेफिनेटली. एंड वो तो फर्स्ट चीज़ ये है कि इंडियन कैरेक्टर है एंड हम इंडियन से तो हम ऑब्वियसली चूज़ करेंगे. एंड उसके अलावा लाइक I mean, his abilities are pretty simple as well. Like whoever picks up the games also for like a new player, they know कि I have a wall which can block view. So I know कि यहाँ से enemies आ सकते हैं, wall डाल दो उधर. यहाँ पे कोई plant कर रहा है, उसको smoke कर दो, he can plant safely. So I feel like he's pretty beginner friendly character.
Whole-rounded character.
Yeah.
A new agent that's coming.
Easy to start, tough to master, ऐसा कुछ.
Oh, beautiful poetry.
That is the proverb, right?
It is. It is.
Yeah.
From Proverbs, Raka, what do you think?
आई थिंक द बेस्ट पार्ट एबिलिटीज वगैरह का तो सारा हो गया कि प्ले स्टाइल, बट हार्बर के लॉन्च से थोड़ा इंटरनेशनल रिकॉग्निशन भी मिलेगा कि इंडिया में भी सीन है, वैलोरेंट का सीन है, देयर इज ई स्पोर्ट, देयर आर स्ट्रीमर्स, तो वो भी प्ले एक प्लस पॉइंट है हमारी कम्युनिटी के लिए. तो दैट्स द थिंग.
Perfect. You heard it from the professionals here. Of course, the Indian gaming community is going to be very excited to play Harbor. We've got a lot more things coming up. Back to you, whoever is on stage.
Even though I am pretty sure that I am the number one gamer in this country, there is one man who makes me feel like maybe he is in contention to be the number one gamer here. यार, Ujjwal, a.k.a. Techno Gamerz. इतने सब्सक्राइबर कैसे? प्लीज समझाओ मुझे.
शायद ये वाला क्वेश्चन हमने अपने पहले ही पूछा, तो
हर बार मैं यही पूछता हूँ.
सारे खरीदे जाते हैं.
सारे
मैं ऐसे टॉप पे नहीं बैठा हूँ, ये सब खरीदा है मैंने. तो
Welcome, Ujjwal. You play so many games. Every game that exists, you've played it. What makes Valorant so special?
क्योंकि ये एक नया ही कॉन्सेप्ट है. मतलब जैसे शूटिंग गेम्स तो चलते आ रहे हैं, बट ये ऐसा लगता है कि शूटिंग गेम में जो एबिलिटीज कैरेक्टर में मिक्स हुई है ना, वो बहुत ज़्यादा क्रेजी चीज़ है. और इसीलिए मैं भी वैलोरेंट में खेलने आया था, क्योंकि एक रिपीट होता चला गया था हर गेम में. तो मेरे हिसाब से ये स्पेशल बनाता है, और जो कॉम्पिटिटिव और जो लोगों में क्रेज है इस गेम का, नेक्स्ट लेवल है.
And what did you think about our new agent's trailer? Harbor का trailer, what did you think about it?
मैं पहली चीज़ तो जो इंडिया में ट्रेलर बना है ना, वो पूरी जो इंडियन वाइब आ रही है ट्रेलर में, वो बहुत प्यारी है. मतलब बहुत ही कम गेम्स ऐसा करती हैं बड़े लेवल पे जाने के बाद, तो वो बहुत नेक्स्ट लेवल है. और सबसे सही चीज़, कैरेक्टर का नाम तक वरुण है और कैरेक्टर इंडियन है.
Correct.
तो पहली चीज़ तो ये बहुत बड़ी बात है अपनी इंडियन गेमिंग कम्युनिटी के लिए. और कैरेक्टर की अगर बात करें तो लुक भी मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा था कि आएगी खतरनाक, जो कि आई है. तो मतलब मस्त है.
Little Ranveer Singh vibes he gives, no?
हाँ, थोड़ी डेंजरस वाइब है, चैम्बर टाइप, और वही चाहिए थी.
Did you hear the voice lines? एक दो voice lines are like, यार Phoenix, come, let's do it.
हाँ, वो चीज सही है. गेम जब स्टार्ट होता है ना, तो लाइंस आती है जेट वगैरह की सबकी, और उसके बीच में ये लाइन आएगी, नेक्स्ट लेवल.
एक जब when he kills someone, he says, चल हट.
सही में ऐसा है.
There's a voice line that says, चल हट.
नेक्स्ट लेवल.
How does that make you feel? Like, how do you think Indian fans will react to Harbor being so desi, you know? Like, do you think they'll feel good about it? What does it feel like?
बहुत मतलब लाइव स्ट्रीम वगैरह में बहुत मजा आएगा ये सब सुनने में. मतलब अगर कोई भी कैरेक्टर, पता है, मैं एक गेम थी उसमें हिंदी जब भी आता है ना किसी ऐसी गेम में जो वर्ल्ड वाइड लेवल पे है, तो वो तो मतलब बाहर के लोग भी खेलेंगे, उनको भी पता चलेगा नया वर्ड. सही है.
And as far as your comp goes in the team, do you think people will start picking Harbor over Viper?
देखो मेरे को तो ऐसा लगता है कि बस बंदा अच्छा होना चाहिए, एजेंट सारे ही तगड़े हैं. हाँ ये हो सकता है कि थोड़ी ब्रिम की बैंड बजे, वो फायर वाला और ये पानी वाला, तो यहाँ कंपटीशन है.
Well, Ujjwal certainly seems to have his opinion set on Harbor. We'll have to see कि मैदान जंग में कैसा परफॉर्मेंस रहता है.
Hi everyone, this is Sukamal here with Bamba, and we are talking to some of the most remarkable people behind South Asian Valorant esports, right? We have Rushi from Global Esports, we have Aryaman from Enigma Gaming, and we have Manoj from the OG Velocity Gaming. Thank you guys for joining us here, and we have some questions for you and hope that you will have fun at the event as well.
Thank you so much. Rishi, I just want to start off with you. Of course, there's been a lot of attention around you and the team. First of all, congratulations to you on the Pacific League slot. But I wanted to ask a question that I've been holding on. Of course, the community also wants to know, especially with the launch of Harbor and your captain, your IGL, also happens to be a controller main. Do you believe Harbor is going to motivate players to pick controllers more, or at least focus on them a little bit? Because everybody wants to be that flashy player, but support roles are not that easy to come by.
So first of all, thank you so much. I'm really glad that we were able to showcase what was required to get into the partnership program with Valorant, and Riot has been really great in helping us through every step of the way. And I'm glad your question wasn't about our roster, because that's usually what everyone has been asking us. But as you said, it wasn't a happy coincidence. We did intentionally pick Aaron for the role because we had an opportunity to get only one import. So we did want someone who was a controller, who was an IGL, who would be able to bring everything from another region into Asia. So that was intentional. You are going to be seeing a lot of Harbor in this I can leak. We are going to be seeing a lot of Harbor in Global Esports' primary roster. I think it's a really important aspect because a controller has released after a year. So the meta has completely changed, and I played Harbor in the pre-release and it's amazing. So I'm waiting to see all the action come out from Harbor.
That is awesome. So now coming to you, the OG of Valorant esports in South Asia, Manoj, tell us a little bit about how does this Harbor launch mean to you, both as a player as well as the owner of Tier 1 esports org, right? Have you been happy? Are you happy with the investments that you have made in esports in South Asia so far? And where do you see this taking us to the next level now?
Thank you so much, Sukamal. Firstly, I would like to thank Riot for this. Honestly, very happy with how Riot is progressing towards our region. The kind of things that they have done for us, or the opportunities that they have given us, is very forthcoming compared to all the other esports titles that we had. The kind of ecosystem that we believe in is what Riot is also believing in the same. So that kind of synergy is what is needed for a common growth. And to me, my investment makes more sense now because it's a combined effort from everyone. It's just not from one side. And coming to Harbor, really happy to have played that agent as well. The first time for me to play a controller agent because I'm usually an initiated duelist. But totally loved him. The title song has been my soundtrack from the day of release. So really happy and looking forward to 2023 and all the challenges that await us over there.
That is so refreshing to hear. And yes, we are as excited as you, to listen to that banging number played on stage as well. So yeah, coming to you, Aryaman, Enigma Gaming. Always known to give opportunities to players and making stars out of them, right? And we have seen that in the form of Antidote and Excali as well, right? So what is the strategy now? Where do you think the next big Enigma Gaming star is going to come out from? Is it going to be one of the big cities, or are you going to be focusing on looking at talent that has probably not seen enough opportunities in smaller towns? Where are you going to find the next Enigma Gaming star for Valorant South Asia esports?
So firstly, thank you so much for having me here. To answer your question, I don't think we look at any particular area or any particular town or city where we're looking to find our players. Our team is very diverse right now as well. We have, Antidote from Calcutta, we have Raw Fuel from Goa, we have Excali from Maharashtra, we have RVK who, comes from the south. We have Tesseract who's from Philippines. I think Riot has done a phenomenal job and the third-party tournament organizers in India have done a phenomenal job in creating so many IPs here and having so many tournaments that people in every region and every city and every smaller town in this country have had an opportunity to kind of showcase their talent and be recognized, which is why we're seeing so many, new players coming up right now. I think Manoj is a new signing as well in his team. It's becoming easier and easier to recognize new talent. So, we don't look in any particular region. We're seeing all these tournaments which are happening on a very regular basis. And we're looking for, whoever's performing the best over there and looking to give everyone an opportunity. And I think so far we've seen that they come from very diverse parts of the country and all over. So that's amazing to see.
No, that's wonderful. But I have a question for all of you, by the way. Aryaman, you can start off with this, right? Sure. In the last 2 years, you've seen Valorant become millions of players globally and worldwide, especially with the entry barrier being so low. Everyone's been enjoying the game. But how do you foresee the growth of Valorant in the country right now? By the way, your roster, I didn't ask you about that because I already know.
So I think, Harbour is probably the best thing that could happen to Valorant in South Asia and especially in India. Now having an agent from here, I think that the connection with the Indian audience is going to be a lot deeper. I'm very optimistic that it's going to get a lot more players in this country. having a fantastic event right now that's going to be broadcasted for all the athletes. Riot manages the community so well. I'm very, very optimistic that it's going to continue to grow that Valorant is going to continue to grow drastically. Even with the Ascension coming up next year, all the rosters working hard towards making South Asia proud on that international stage. I think there's a lot more to come in store, and Harbour is going to be a big boost for Valorant in the region.
2 years back when I first started Velocity Gaming, we started out only with Valorant. The main reason it being Riot Games. Because I have been following esports for a long time. I've seen Counter-Strike and the entire community that is, Counter-Strike. I come from that community. And the kind of struggles we have faced over there in terms of information, in terms of connectivity, in terms of availability of resources. I've seen League, which again comes from Riot titles. So the kind of opportunities that athletes had over there compared to this, it actually forced me to say that this is what I need to get into. This is what is going to be the next big thing. And I'm very glad that we have come to a level where now an agent is from India. And, the voice lines are going to be in Indian voice lines. The song is an Hindi song. It comes from the comes from the city of Mumbai, where we are in right now. So I'm super happy to have made that call back then and kind of results that I have got, 2 years down the line. So thank you, Riot, for all of that.
Oh wow, you guys stole everything I wanted to say. But no, I really, as he said, I would just like to chime on with that. I'm really glad that we took the bet that we did on Valorant 2 years ago when it came out. In fact, while it was in closed beta, going all in. Initially, we weren't very sure. A lot of people did tell us that why do you want to put all your eggs into one basket? And that's when we realized if we are going to put our eggs into one basket, it should be in a title that comes from Riot Games, because they have a legacy of building titles that are stable and we know are going to do great, which is why what we saw with League of Legends, now we knew would be replicated with an FPS title. That's why Valorant, we were sure that we were going all in, and the past 2 years have really paid off and it's been amazing. To the point that now we have an agent that's coming out from India. So having an Indian agent in game and having that South Asia representation is absolutely brilliant. And as we were discussing off camera earlier, I think this is probably the biggest launch of any individual agent across any title. I mean, I don't think anyone has gone above and beyond like this, right, with the music, to the tease, to the entire build-up of this agent coming out. It's been absolutely phenomenal. So I think it's going to be a massive boost to the entire ecosystem. And I see Valorant becoming not just the biggest PC game, but the biggest game in the world.
Especially when you have 10 players in a roster. Yeah, sure. But bottom line is you guys have been wonderful. You guys have been really nice to us. We have Chan Samosa waiting for you in the true sense of Harbour, in its truest form. But regardless, thank you so much for joining with us. But without any further ado, let's hop into the match and see the first ever teams to play Harbour in Valorant.